Šis ir pieci.
Labrīt. Un labrīt mums jāsaka arī mūsu viesim Maikam Dawesam. Mike Dawes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Have you learned already some Latvian words? Have you picked them up?
I have. Well, a friend of mine from back home told me some of the bad ones, but I won't leave those.
No.
But I learned thank you, I think. Paldies.
Paldies. Good morning, labrīt.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, that's okay. Well, I couldn't find the information. Where have you been born?
I was born over in Bristol in the west of England.
Bristol?
Yeah.
Oh.
Over in the west. I'm a country boy.
Okay.
From the farms.
All right.
Yeah, but I spent some time moving around the south of England.
So your parents were farmers?
No. There's just a lot of countryside there.
Okay.
A lot of people with tractors clogging up the roads, you know.
yeah, sure. And you tweeted before coming to Riga. You tweeted on your Twitter account that you're here to play 2 gigs, teach 2 workshops, do radio. You're doing now,
Absolutely.
Of course, TV and a video shoot in Riga, Latvia over 2 days. And you tweeted, "I'm really excited to visit the country for the first time." And asked to your friends any tips on things to do in Riga. Did you receive any tips?
Well, a few. I heard the food is good, but also just to explore the old city.
Okay.
Know. Apparently, lots to see, lots of exciting things to do.
You flew in.
Do you have any tips?
Well, I don't know. How about Muriel? We should send him there. What do you think, Daira?
If it's good weather.
Yeah.
If it's good weather,
it's on the list.
Okay. So sometimes really talented musicians avoid, and jazz musicians in particular, they avoid any connection with top 40 music. But you gained worldwide recognition with your cover of Gautier's "Somebody That I Used to Know." And how did you came up with that idea?
Yeah, well, that was an interesting kind of process, really. It was actually "Somebody That I Used to Know" is, as you know, just a fantastic pop song, and it completely took over the world. But I think the reason it really took over the world is because it's so relatable. You know, it's the ultimate breakup song, really, the ultimate breakup song, and it's as simple as I just went through a bad breakup. So I decided to arrange, the world's greatest at the time breakup song, and I guess that really connected with people as well. And I put a video of it up online, and it kind of took off straight away, and here I am now.
Did it help for your career?
Absolutely, yeah. And it also helps that Wally de Backer, aka Gautier, the guy that wrote the song, is just an incredibly nice, incredibly lovely guy. And he invited me down to Australia to his studio. And we spent about 4 days just making weird noises in a barn. It was fantastic.
Okay. Does he have another hit song in his pocket?
Oh, he's got loads of fantastic songs. Absolutely. I think he's taking a break from the Gautier project now to work on something for his old childhood band called the Basics, who are also fantastic. So it's nice that he has that freedom now.
Let's not talk about Gautier. We're here to talk about you. Yesterday in Stairway to Heaven, usually, and some Nirvana tunes are standards here in Latvia that young guitar players learn to play at first when they get their first guitar. What was the first tune you did learn to play? Can you remember?
It may well have been a Nirvana song. I think it was probably something. It was either some horrible TV theme tune, or it was something by Deep Purple or Green Day, and that was probably Smoke on the Water. That's the one. Yeah, I think that's the first thing that most people learn. I think. But that's taken me back to when I was about 12 years old. That.
Yeah, and since then, have you counted how many hours you have to train to obtain the skills you have right now?
I think if I went back and counted, it would make me very sad that I missed out on so much life.
No, but really, for how many hours a day you used to train, or you train?
A lot, I'm 24 now, and I started when I was 12. And but when I started, I was obviously at school and things like that. So I used to, as soon as I came home, I'd play until I had to go to bed. So maybe 8 hours or something like that. But I wouldn't recommend practicing that much now, because I learned fairly quickly that once you practice for more than maybe 1 or 2 hours, your brain kind of stops working. So that's a good amount, I think.
Okay. But in your Wikipedia page, it is being said that you started with the electric guitar. Is that true?
That is true, yes. I think, I was very grateful to have the support of my family, who got me a guitar, an electric guitar, for my 12th birthday. I think the reason I got it was because the cool kid at school had one.
Okay.
I think that's the reason it started. But as soon as I touched the thing, I just fell in love with it. And I didn't switch to acoustic until maybe I was 18 or 17 years old.
And what was the reason for that switch?
I discovered the music of a great guy named Michael Hedges and another great guitar player who was based locally around me named Eric Roche.
Okay.
And I discovered their music through some family friends and also the website YouTube, which was so new at the time. This was around 2006, 2007. And my mind just clicked, and I just had to go home and get an acoustic and try this stuff out. And yeah, it's been a 5 or 6 year process since then, but really grateful for that.
This festival you have come here for the Rīgas Ritmi. It's a jazz festival. Do you reckon yourself as a jazz musician?
There are elements of traditional jazz in some of the songs I play for sure, but also just the experimental side. I mean, it's very hard to pigeonhole what I do. I think I can't imagine going into an old record store and finding one of the little descriptive tabs, you know, rock, folk, or anything like that, just applying to what I'm doing. And I've played at a lot of jazz festivals before, and the audiences seem to really appreciate it, and I really do like playing to the audiences of jazz festivals and jazz music.
But Britain has to be the great place for jazz musicians, I think, because of for example, Mercury Awards. In each shortlist, we always get some kind of a jazz record. And well, do you feel that you can get more recognized in Britain than if I don't know if you were born in the States or
I don't know. I mean, at the moment for myself, I'm actually spending a lot of time in the States,
okay.
and I've been doing that circuit, and I really do connect with those audiences and a lot of audiences across Europe. Britain is somewhere I've actually played less. I think I've actually spent a lot less time in my home country. But, you know, the style that I'm playing is becoming increasingly popular, and there are so many people getting into it now that I think it's got a really bright future in Britain and all over the world.
You're not afraid of young dudes coming and kicking you out?
You know what? That's maybe somewhere in the back of my mind for sure, but I think that's really encouraging to everyone. It just encourages people to better themselves and to be the best they can be, and that's what it's all about, you know, just progressing and learning a craft and sticking at it.
Mike Dawes, you have played with a bunch of musicians from pop world as well, and Newton Faulkner rings the bell for me as the most famous from them. Am I right or not?
Yeah, well, Newton Faulkner, fantastic guy from the UK, and a good friend as well. I'm trying to think of all the pop musicians. I actually have a gig with a band called the Moody Blues, classic British rock band from the 60s, and I tour the States with Justin Hayward, who's the singer in his acoustic band, and we play all the Moody's hits, and then I get to open the show as well, and there's a few other people as well. I don't want to be too name droppy. So.
All right. You made an iPhone app, acoustic guitar with Mike Dawes. How is it going with that, and what is it all about?
Great. Yeah. Well, I used to teach guitar before I had the fortune of spending most of my time at airports, and yeah, I sort of discovered all these kids that were trying to learn guitar had these iPhones and iPads and things like that. So I got together with a developer, and we developed a tuition app teaching this unusual style of guitar playing on iOS devices, and we've got some more waiting to be released as well. It's going really well, and I hope to continue to do a lot more of those.
It's kind of pricey. You have to be rich.
I don't think so. Well, that's the thing. It's a niche thing, but it's certainly not pricey.
Okay. About your workshop, you're going to do a workshop today here.
Absolutely.
Here in Latvian Radio's first studio. What you gonna do? What people can expect from the workshop?
Well, in the workshops that I do, I like to keep a lot of it open to the people there. So the first things first, I'll introduce myself, play a bit, and then we'll see if people have anything to ask. And if not,
shall people bring their guitars with them?
I would love it if they brought guitars. Yeah, it's not essential, but it's preferable.
Cool. What you gonna play for us this morning?
I'm gonna play, I think, the oldest song that I did, the first song I did on acoustic guitar. Not Smoke on the Water. No.
Oh, so what's that?
This is a song called Boogie Shred, and I wrote this the first time I got a steel string acoustic guitar.
It's the original.
It's the original. Yeah, it's an original.
Boogie Shrimp.
Boogie Shred.
Sorry.
But boogie, you know, today, this morning, we'll call it Boogie Shrimp.
All
in your honor.
Okay. Mike Dawes ciemos pie mums. Šodien Rīgas Ritmu festivāla ietvaros. Šodien meistarklase. Ja brīdien ir meistarklasa, tu var mums palīdzēt ar šo informāciju.
Gan šodien, gan rīt.
Ir meistarklasa.
Uz rītdien var pieteikties.
Uz rītdien var pieteikties ik viens ģitārists, kurš vēlas ko izdarīt. Un pie Mauriņas, ap citu, var laimēt biļetes uz Rīgas Ritmiem katru dienu. Un pats Mike Dawes spēlēs Rīgas kongresa namā 3. jūlijā, 19. Tātad arī rītvakar jūs varat noķert viņa koncertu. Un tagad Boogie Shrimp or Boogie Shred, whatever the name is, Mike Dawes dzīvajā Pieci.lv studijā. Mike Dawes dzīvajā Pieci.lv, dzīvajā Piecos Rītos 9:24 minūtēs. It feels like, when I see your live in action, it feels a bit like when some DMX DJs doing their job. For me, this fingerstyle playing thing is like an illusion, isn't it? What do you think?
It's not an illusion.
Not an illusion. I was thinking about the illusion in a way when people the feeling that there are two guitars playing while you play comes up, but actually it's just like technique of your hands, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Thanks for there's a lot of building layers. You know, you can really trace down what I'm playing there to really simple individual parts, just sort of stacked on top of each other. That and the 10 guys behind the curtain.
Okay, Mike Dawes, thank you very much for doing this early morning radio show this morning, and have fun in Riga, and Yeah, and tomorrow night you're playing in Congress Hall at 7 o'clock rītdien 3. jūlijā 19. Rīgas kongresa namā mūsu šī rīta viesis Fingerstyle ģitārspēles meistars virtuos Mike Dawes uzstāsies. Thank you very much, Mike, and see you.
Thank you so much.
Tu klausies Pieci.lv.